What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game of the Week show, episode number 17. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week, first up, is Chris Grantham.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Thank you for coming back on the show. You might have noticed our viewing figures fell away after you left us, so those viewers must love you.
Yeah, I've got a very big family as well.
Yeah, that must be it, actually. On the left-hand side is a new face.
I was about to interrupt you then. Go on.
Go on.
After you, sir.
After you.
Okay.
You're the guest.
Hello, I am Matt Taylor. I have a YouTube channel called Maz.
What are you doing?
Go on then.
This is my show. We're not going to be just talking about your show.
Go on.
But yeah, anyway.
It's the only reason I'm here, to sell my own channel and sabotage yours.
Yeah, I was going to get to it.
Racist.
Matt Taylor, a good friend of mine, he does have his own YouTube channel. I was going to plug it, but I'm not going to now.
I'll comment below the video with the link to my channel.
I'll put an annotation in there somewhere. If you behave for the rest of this video, I will put an annotation in.
Okay.
His videos are very funny though, so in all seriousness, you should check them out.
And sexy.
Especially the ones with me in it.
You've only been in one.
Which is your most viewed video.
That is true. It's also my least favourite video. But go on.
Most views. Anyway, back to our show.
Go on. I was just going to point out that
Yeah.
no more Dan and Ash. They're gone. Gone for good, yeah?
Gone for at least this week. So big shoes to fill. Audition, places up for grabs. And all that.
Small shoes.
Small shoes.
My chair now. Sorry,
Your chair.
Ash. Been replaced, mate. Unlucky. Game over, you might say.
You might. That's good. I like that. But this show, should we tell them? This show is the Game of the Week show, and for those of you out there that don't know what this show is, it is three friends sitting around this table every Monday to discuss the latest news topics of the video game industry. We'll then round out our show with our featured Game of the Week. So getting straight on with the news here. Number one on our list this week, Rocksteady developers of the Arkham Knight or Arkham series, have announced that Arkham Knight will be up to 5 times larger than Arkham City. That's a lot of times.
That's 5 times.
5.
Yeah.
Like 5 times.
One more than 4.
One less than 6. Booker T liked his 5 times. Do you remember him?
Do you remember Booker T?
Yeah. 5 times. 5 times.
Oh,
5
God,
times.
yeah.
5 times WCW champion. Can you dig that?
I forgot all about
Sucker.
him. My life's suddenly much better now.
So yeah. Anyway, as our guest this week, or our newer guest, Matt, what do you think about the Arkham series? Are you excited for Arkham Knight?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the first one, Arkham Asylum. The second one, I personally felt the city was too big, and going from mission to mission, swinging each way, got quite boring for me. And I'm the kind of guy, if I'm playing a game, it has to grab me straight away, or I'll move on and do other stuff, masturbating mostly.
It's always fun.
The Batmobile was probably the thing I'm excited for.
Yeah, that's a good addition, and obviously that's going to help with the fact that the city is quite a bit larger. Because if you thought it was too large before, then it's going to obviously be far too large now.
But yeah, the Batmobile will help with that. I'm guessing that's one of the reasons why it's so much bigger.
So that you can drive around.
Because they didn't design the city in the second one to drive in, obviously.
Yeah, that's true. Chris, what are your thoughts on the Arkham series? Are you a fan?
Not hugely. No.
Cool. So, but no, I mean, Matt, obviously you've read a lot of the Batman comics. Like, how do you feel this kind of portrays Batman as a character? Do you think it's been a good story? Obviously, Rocksteady have made Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. They didn't make Arkham Origins, which is why it was shit. So this one coming back, they said here, I did find a quote that they wanted to make the ultimate Batman simulator, which is
I love him. I love the tone. Paul Dini wrote the first 2 games. He's known mostly for the Batman the animated series, which was awesome. He's not writing this one, and he didn't write Origins.
Origins, yeah. Origins was completely different studio.
So that's a bit of a worry. It's not got the same writer, but the videos I've seen looks fantastic, and yeah, I'm quite excited.
Yeah,
well, half excited, 50% excited.
50%. Well, that's fine because we've got it's June. So how many months is that from here? I'm not very good at maths. 9 months.
At least 14.
14 months. It's 24 months until the game comes out in June 2015. So there's plenty of time for them to work on it, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more on the channel as we see more and get more excited for it.
is the city split up into different sections? Do we know? Was it just one massive city that's 5 times as big?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
It might be out
because
there.
that could be too big. That's quite big.
But like, people say that about. People could have said the same thing about GTA 5, and like people could have said that's too big because that is huge in comparison. But everyone had a lot of fun.
There's a lot to do in GTA, whereas Batman, I find there's not actually that much to do. A lot of the side missions end up being very similar. There's almost no people on the streets. I don't know, 5 times could be too much for me.
It could be. We'll just have to wait and see. Fingers crossed it'll be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it, irrespective.
4 times would be okay, but not 5.
Okay. 5. Well, there you go, Rocksteady. If you're listening, just one time less would be good.
Yeah, just a little bit less.
So number 2. This week we're going to be talking about the PlayStation Plus games with gold, which have been announced for October. We'll do the Xbox ones first. We always do PlayStation first, so I can speak to Chris about the Xbox ones. Xbox One, we've got Chariot, which is a new indie game that's just come out, which by your face...
I'm glad you told me that's what it was.
Yeah, you're not sure. Well, we'll go over the 360 ones. These are the games that most people will be excited about if they still play the previous gen. You've got Battlefield Bad Company 2 for the first half of the month, up till the 15th, and then from the 16th you've got Darksiders 2. So these are some pretty good games, do you not think?
They're very good games. I like both those games. I think Bad Company 2 is probably my favourite Battlefield game, so
really,
I might even get my Xbox 360 out. And Darksiders, I played the first one, which was a really good game, never got around to the second one, so it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy that Games with Gold has picked up over the last few months. They've realised that Sony were being better.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did that, because they actually were being better. But it's good. Like, we've had Halo, we've had Dishonored, we've had some really good games coming from them. And I actually didn't ever play Bad Company 1 or 2. I believe, is that when you're in a team of is it 2 of you in a team or not? Am I just speaking utter rubbish?
There's a squad of you.
There's a squad?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the only Battlefield I've actually played was Battlefield 1942, which is still the best Battlefield. But there we go. What do you think about? You don't have an Xbox.
I was just sitting there thinking, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
You don't have an Xbox. Okay.
No.
We'll move on to the PlayStation.
I have one quick question. Is this something the PlayStation and Xbox fanboys like fight over each month? Like, who wins? We have the better games.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course they do. They get more excited about who has the most P's, let alone who has the best free games. But what they need to remember is we never used to get these games for free. This is a new thing, so it's free. Don't fucking moan.
Yeah,
If you don't want it, don't get it.
Did you say what the PlayStation games were?
I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
So PlayStation 4 first up is Drive Club, Dust, Elysian Tale, and Spelunky. You know all of those games, don't you?
Fucking love them. Yeah.
PS3, you've got Batman Arkham Asylum, which obviously you do know. That's a very good game. Quite old, but still a very good game.
Yeah, a few years now.
Yeah. They've actually already released Arkham City beforehand on this.
Really?
So you now can get both of them games. Dungeons and Dragons, the second one. Don't really care about that. It's kind of for nerds. Dungeons and Dragons.
Just lost.
What view, It might be good, but I don't know. I haven't played it. And then Vita, you've got Rainbow Moon and Pix the Cat, and they are actually also cross-buy with PS4 and PS3.
Okay.
That basically means you get them on Vita.
I'm not
yeah.
special.
So picking out those games. Are any that grab your attention? Obviously, Drive Club's the big name.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me. I have Arkham, so no.
No, and you don't have a Vita?
Nope.
Why not?
Honestly, I understand half the words you've been saying for the last 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, to be honest, like Drive Club is the big game. Obviously, that was initially a release title, which then got delayed for a year. It looks pretty fun, but there's so many racing games out this year, Chris, that mostly they're better on Xbox as well. So
yeah.
I just want to add...
That's not being a fanboy. It's just Forza Horizon does look amazing. Yeah. I would have been playing it already this weekend, but my copy didn't arrive.
I was going to say something, then you
go on, sorry.
Just want to point out I'm a casual gamer.
Okay.
So half those games I've never heard of.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean,
I know it's fine. I'm not asking for permission to not know the games.
I don't have to know.
How much does this cost then each month?
So basically, PlayStation Plus, there's an annual subscription, which is It's like same as Xbox Live. They're both £40 a year.
Well, that's good then.
So and now obviously you get all these games for free.
Do you get to keep them? Was it?
They stay on your. You stay have access to them for as long as you have a PlayStation Plus subscription.
Really? So as soon as you stop it, the game's gone.
The games disappear. So that's where Games with Gold is better. Like Games with Gold, once you've downloaded them on the 360 anyway, you keep them forever. Like even if you don't renew your Gold subscription, you still keep them. Whereas PlayStation Plus, they're tied to PlayStation Plus.
And you can get a 1 month Gold.
Yeah, well, you can get 1 month and 3 month Plus as well. To be fair,
yeah, but then it's going to go after a month.
Yeah, exactly. So the best value's in the year. But yeah, I have all of those. I'm most excited for Drive Club to give it a go. It's not the full game. Just before people say, "Oh, Game of the Week said it was a full game." It's not the full game.
Yeah, they're all saying that.
They're all saying that. all 11 of them.
3 of them are here.
But plenty. Yeah, and I click at least 4 or 5 times. Plenty of games for October. Make sure you go and download all of those because they're free. There's no reason not to, even if you have no intention of playing them. But moving on to number 3, another game that's available now, the Pokemon trading card game for the iPad. Game of the year. Everyone step down. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
That's all we've got to say about that.
It's coming out.
Well, Chris,
it's been online for a while.
Yeah, it's been on Windows and Mac for a while.
Yeah, and it's free.
And it's a freemium game, which basically means it's got in-app purchases. Which means if you want to actually get any decent cards, you'll probably have to pay. Yeah. It's going to be similar to like FUT probably.
Yeah.
That's Football Ultimate Team.
Oh yeah, I wondered. Okay.
So
go on.
Did you play Pokemon as a kid? Are you excited?
I tried because it was the cool thing. I had some of the cards. I had Pokemon Stadium on the N64, and that was about it. And yeah, I never really got into it. I mean, it came out, 96?
Sure. I don't have a date. I'm just going to agree with you. You sounded confident.
96, and I was 10 years old then, so I was more interested in other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried getting into it. I get why it's so popular. I kind of like it, but I'm not massive. I'm not an expert. I know Pikachu.
Yeah.
And Bulbasaur.
Charmander. Squirtle.
Yeah, I remember him. He was cool. Anyway.
But yeah, no, it's if you enjoy playing the card game, you can get it now for your iPad.
I downloaded it this morning in preparation for this, and I played it for about 10 seconds.
Okay. Was that enough?
Not because it was shit. It's not for me.
Okay.
It's a card game, but on your iPad.
That's fair enough. Chris, are you going to go and buy an iPad now?
No. I don't think
It's got a really low rating because I think it only works on the more recent iPads.
Yeah, I read somewhere like it had to be at least like the 3rd gen and iOS 7. Well, I love it when people are like, "Oh, this game's not working for my iPad, so it's crap." That's like someone going into a shop and having to go at a PS4 game because it didn't work in their PS3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, get over time, cheapskates.
Quite insulting to your audience at times, aren't you?
Well, no, because my audience are all smart and intelligent and they'll have the latest technology.
Okay.
But it is a card game and it works on paper, so why doesn't it work on an old iPad?
That's actually a good point.
No,
I don't really care.
No.
I played it when I was a kid. It's fun. Pokemon is still huge. It's a huge
massive
deal, especially in Japan. Still, like those games on the DS still sell offshore. There's a Pokemon tournament every year. Like there's a World Championship.
I think there's big money as well.
And there is big money. Yeah. So I'm sure there'll be lots of people out there, and it'll be a hit with kids. And I'm sure they'll make a lot of money on it as well.
Or do you have to pay to get certain cards?
Well, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that you can buy kind of booster packs and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So there'll be certain the way any free game works, you get certain things for free, but if you want to get the best of the best, you're going to probably have to pay for it.
So they get you hooked and then charge you for a bunch of stuff.
Exactly. But there you go. That's out now if you're interested. Number 4, Battlefield Hardline. So this game's obviously been delayed till 2015. But this will have had to come out this week in answer to a question to say, yes, our game does work.
That's good to know.
So that's always good to know. Surely that should be a standard thing, Chris, do you not think?
Yeah, you'd hope so, especially on release.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect them to release a game which they know doesn't work and then turn around and go, that's right, we'll patch it.
Yeah. I think the problem with this was, if you don't know, Battlefield 4, when it was released, what year? Last year. Yeah, when it was released last year, it was broken. People couldn't get on the servers. People couldn't go online. Like the whole infrastructure of that game was broken, and it's still being patched now. So even though Visceral didn't make this game, so they're having to basically answer for the last studio's faults.
Was it just the online that was fucked, or the actual main?
You have to be online to be able to play.
It's like an always online game.
Yeah.
What, this new one or
no, the last one. So
really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of games now which are very highly integrated to
even
online.
the normal single player campaign. You have to be online.
Yes.
Why?
Because
you have to open up your browser to be able to get to the website to be able to sign in and play.
Yeah. But no, so I do feel sorry for Visceral because it's not their fault that the last game wasn't working because it wasn't even their game. But the problem is the fact that this question is being asked and they're having to say it is probably going to affect their sales because people are going to be scared about buying another Battlefield game because the last game was so poor.
Well, I googled it today and I saw a lot of hate for it. Is that just Call of Duty fanboys giving it shit, or?
I think it's a bit of both because there is obviously a lot of Call of Duty versus Battlefield.
Yeah.
And because Battlefield broke last time, all the Call of Duty people were happy, and all the Battlefield people were pissed off. So you've actually got both sides, people on the same side of the fence having to go at Battlefield. But also, because it hasn't got a number to it, I think that'll make a difference because it's just called Hardline. People kind of might think it's not quite good enough to be the next game.
Because it's also not a war game, yeah?
No, it's cops and robbers, basically.
Yeah, why? Well, that's a bit of a jump.
Just to change something different. I'm excited that it's
it
something
actually
different.
looks alright, to be honest.
Yeah.
But when I saw a video of it, I didn't even realise that was a Battlefield game.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'm excited that it's different because we've had enough World War II shooters or modern warfare shooters to last us a lifetime. So something different I'm very much excited for, and fingers crossed that it will be good and it will work.
Yeah.
So the last item, which I've included for our news this week, so it's quite a fun story. Tetris, the movie. It has been confirmed. It's going to be a sci-fi epic, apparently.
Yeah. Live action as well.
How? Anyone want to venture how this game?
Well, I will defend it a tiny bit to begin with because people made fun of the Lego Movie when it was announced. They're very cynical about that. I agree Lego Movie is an easier film to make than Tetris. But still, people were very cynical and making fun of it, and then it came out, and I think we all agree that the Lego Movie is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you can make a good film out of anything, in my opinion. You just need a good script. But how the hell you do it with Tetris? I'm guessing they're going to be spaceships.
Maybe.
If I had to take a guess. It's like a Battleship.
Yeah.
That was basically a Transformers movie from what I saw. I didn't watch it because it looks shit. But I'll get that kind of feel for this one.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of be the best way to go. I honestly, since I read this yesterday or the day before, I've been trying to think how it would work, and I can't really come up with anything. I don't know if you can. I thought maybe the only way it could be is if it wasn't actually Tetris the movie. It was more like a documentary, like the making of Tetris, or kind of like the King of Kong, like the pursuit of the top score. You know,
something like that. Definitely.
Something like that would work. But the fact that they said it's going to be like a sci-fi epic.
My guess would be the ships are in a similar shape to the blocks from the game, and they're spaceships, and it's kind of just an alien attack movie.
Yeah,
like Independence Day. But I wouldn't like to be writing this script, put it that way. I don't know how it's going to work.
No. But it has got a good brand name to it, so I think if it can make it decent enough to get some positive reviews, I think a lot of people will go and see it more out of curiosity.
I'm curious, so, definitely.
I don't know. At the end of the day, there's one thing for certain: it's going to be a blockbuster.
You fuck. That bottom line.
You've got that as well.
I was going to deliver it so much better than that as well.
I'm sorry. Do you want to try? Go and do your delivery, and then people can vote on whose is the best.
Okay. Right.
Do you need me to lead you in with anything?
No, I'll just do it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we'll find out what it's like, but I have no doubt that it will be a blockbuster. There we go. I think that was done better.
Chris, do you want to have a go?
No.
I can't believe you stole my joke.
I'm sorry.
Actually,
but it wasn't your joke anyway. I'm sure there's someone on the internet that has said it already.
Yeah, I got off IGN.
No.
Is that what you saw it?
No. Anyway, that'll be the end of the news for this week, and we'll be right back in a minute with our Game of the Week feature. Okay guys, so now it's that time of the show where we will feature our game of the week. This week we're talking about EA Sports FIFA 15. So not really too much to say about FIFA, everyone knows what it is. It's the annual football game that comes out every year. I'm a big fan personally, I do buy it pretty much every year. And Chris, I know you're an equally big fan. So in terms of whether or not it's a must buy or it's a great game, or how does it rank? What do you think about the game?
It's a good game, but it's not hugely better than last year. There's obvious changes, as there is every year. But I don't think it's a must-buy for people that bought FIFA 14, unless they're a keen FIFA player. So, for me, the first thing I noticed was the improved presentation and how good everything looks. Matt, you played it on PS3, didn't you? So I mean, I don't know how. I've only played it on Xbox One. So how does the old gen kind of visuals compare? Or the old gen?
Yeah, well, I played it on the PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. PS3, the new one, yeah, it looks slightly better than last year's, but only just. I'm not buying it. I think if you're buying it for next gen, new gen, whatever you're calling it,
better gen.
It's worth buying it if you're getting the upgrade, but if you're just getting it on the same console, on the PS3 or Xbox 360, I don't personally think it's worth it. I don't think it's enough of a jump, which is the problem all FIFA games have, and that's a common complaint.
It is a common complaint. Like, a lot of people basically say every year, oh, it's just FIFA with updated rosters or updated squads.
Isn't far off, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the developers obviously have a really hard job, I think, because they've only got 9 months to do this game effectively, because they need time for testing, and obviously the game goes gold like a month before it's actually released. So they only have so many times to work on certain aspects of the game. They probably can pick maybe one big thing and a couple of smaller things to improve.
Yeah, it feels a bit more fluid. Obviously the graphics are better.
Yeah, I think
the AI is not much better.
The AI is annoying. do you always notice that the AI on your team is always far more retarded than the AI of the AI's team? Everyone.
Yeah, when you're a kid playing the game, and if you're losing, it's like fucking games cheating. You might not say fuck if you're a kid. I did.
You probably did.
Yeah, I did. Fucking games cheating. Throw the controller on the floor. Whereas nowadays, I don't do that as much.
Yeah.
Except for FIFA. Every year, I get angry. It just goes the computer's way all the fucking time. Hit the post, just happens to go to them and they score. Or your goalie just turns into a fucking idiot half the time and should just catch it, but instead, oh, here you go. Pushes it back to him. Oh, and you scored. 1 minute left and you scored. Great.
Yeah, I think that's called being EA'd, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's I think that what actually talking of the goalies, a lot of people have complained about this year. The goalies are a bit dumb in places.
very prone to punch the ball out or just tip it.
And you can score from really far out, score some really good goals.
Yeah. It's weird though, because in some instances the keepers make awesome saves.
Yeah.
And then in other cases they're just, have a complete lapse of ability. Yeah. I had a thing in one of my FIFA commentaries where this cross came in and there was basically no one in the box and it was going right to my defender who was ready to clear the ball. And the keeper came diving out of his goal to get the ball. Obviously didn't catch it, so he fell on the ground whilst pushing it away and pushed it just straight to one of their strikers on the edge, and then they scored.
And my biggest complaint with FIFA games for years has been the AI. It's so frustrating at times. Or you're attacking and your team just don't come with you or back. It's just sometimes they're as you said, retarded. Which you said first, I might want to point out.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't use that word.
Well,
it's a bit of a naughty word. But
the AI is one of my biggest problems with it. It always has been. Yeah,
I think it's obviously a really difficult thing to get perfect.
Sure.
But at the same time, Chris, you probably agree that because they are stupid all the time, when they do make that correct run, celebrations follow much more. Even if you don't score, it's like, yeah, you're making a good run. Or
it makes it more of an achievement when stuff does go right. Because
it's so
you're
often
used to things going wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a minor complaint. It's not like it's constant. But the goalies, especially, I've noticed this with this game, they're the worst at times. That's probably my biggest complaint. Other than that, it's more of the same.
It is more of the same, man. the biggest change I've noticed is the introduction of all the Premier League stadiums, which I think we should mention, and is actually very cool because now, like, the fans of Stoke and Sunderland and Leicester City, you know,
just name the small clubs there.
What are the clubs where, if you're going to be EA and you're going to put any stadiums in the game, it's generally going to be Anfield, Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, the Emirates. But now all those teams come in there. So the whole phase of, but can you do it on a dark, wet Wednesday night in Stoke? Well, now you can because it's in the game. So.
Bloody right there.
Probably not, because I hate playing in the rain.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more of the same. This is not the most exciting game to talk about, let's be honest.
No, it is quite difficult because I don't want to just say, okay, yes, you can do this thing called FIFA Ultimate Team where you can... I'm not going to go into it, otherwise I'll say it. Right. But like, everyone knows what FIFA is.
It's slightly better than last year's.
Yeah. So,
which is a good thing because FIFA's great. I buy it every year, as we all do.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Pro Evo will ever come back and dethrone FIFA?
I'd like to think so, because growing up, well, not growing up, but how many years ago was it when Pro Evo was the better game?
It was the PS2 Xbox era, so what was that, like kind of the early noughties?
Yeah.
Around there. For a good few years, Pro Evo was making the better game. Yes, it doesn't have all the right kits and names and blah blah blah, but it was making the better game with the better gameplay. And then that stopped and FIFA just got much better. They did start copying each other as well. I would say FIFA started becoming more like Pro Evo, and then Pro Evo started becoming more like FIFA. It was very odd. But then FIFA is on top now and has been for a good few years.
Yeah, I think pretty much since the start of 360 PS3 almost. Not quite straight away because they introduced a new engine, but then I think by 08 or 09, I know we switched back to FIFA and you were a bit late joining the show, weren't you?
I considered you both traitors for jumping back to FIFA, but then I played it and agreed.
so just to clarify, while we're on camera and on audio, you were wrong and we were right.
For the first time in history, yeah. But yeah, no, you were, definitely. I mean, I was just being a Pro Evo fanboy, I guess you would say. I didn't want to admit FIFA was... Because a lot of people prefer FIFA, back then at least, just because you had the real clubs, the real names and all this.
Yeah,
it wasn't about the gameplay, it was just because you had the real teams. And I was always angry, because like, no, it's about the fucking gameplay.
Of course it is.
But now FIFA is better in every way, from what I can tell.
Yeah, and Pro Evo, they've got a big uphill task because their gameplay, if they make gameplay as good as FIFA, that's not going to be enough because FIFA have all those things to talk about. They have
to be better. Yeah, I've played the new one and it's like FIFA but slightly not as good, and it hasn't got the real teams and that. It's got a few of them, of course, but not all of them.
It's a shame, but at least we still got one good game. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you, closing up then, who would you recommend this game for as the appropriate person? Would you say every FIFA fan needs to buy it? Is this like a definitive FIFA game in history, or
just another step, in my opinion?
Well, yeah, I expect most FIFA fans will already own it.
Yeah, we are.
The massive fans will probably already own it.
We are a week in, aren't we? Because we had to have time to play the game.
I think if you have gone on to the current gen or next gen, new gen, and you haven't got a FIFA game yet, then definitely buy it. It's obviously a huge step up from anything on the old gen. But if you're a casual player and you have FIFA 14, then it's probably not worth spending lots of money on.
Or wait for it to go a bit cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, like we've talked about this many times before, but EA Access.
Yeah, that's another option.
FIFA 14, EA Access. Maybe FIFA 15 will be in EA Access next year. EA Access. You should know what it is. I'm sure you watch all my videos.
Yes.
Thank you. would you upgrade to the new gen for this then?
Just for this game? No. I mean, something like the new Uncharted, definitely. If I haven't got a PS4 by then, I will have for Uncharted, the new one. I really want to, because the new FIFA on the PS4 is great, but yeah, not enough. Not just. There's no other games I really give a shit about, to be honest. That's why I haven't bought the PS4 or the Xbox One yet.
Let's be honest, you're not going to buy the Xbox One though, are you?
If there's a game I love, I will. I came close with Gears of War. Thought that was great, and I almost bought a 360 because of that.
Okay.
But then I didn't.
Well, if we can we can convert you over.
I'm always going to have a PlayStation. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think the next gen console I'm probably going to buy is the
Wii
Wii U because of Mario Kart, because it looks awesome. I need one game that I really love and it has to be new. Like this new FIFA is just slightly better than last
You can play
year's.
last year's FIFA,
Exactly,
yeah. That's I agree perfectly. I've seen some people buying a new, saying like kind of new gen starts now with FIFA 15, and I probably don't quite agree with them because it's one of those games where it's not a game you can only experience on the new generation.
No.
It's yes, it looks better on the new generation, but the gameplay experience is probably pretty similar. On the
close
PS3.
enough. It's
Close
obviously
enough.
slightly more fluid on the PS4.
Yeah, but okay, so we'll close it up. If you want to give a score out of 10, what would you say?
I mean, if this was a brand new game and there wasn't last year's, then this would be a 9 out of 10 for me. But the fact that there is many other FIFA games every year, I'd say maybe a solid 8 for me.
Yep, I would actually agree with you.
Yeah.
8, maybe 8.5.
Generous.
I do like FIFA, so. But any?
Are you going to give a score? We're going to ignore Chris?
No.
We've given ours. Fuck him.
You were nodding. Were you agreeing with us?
Yeah, I'll go for 8.25 then, just to split the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a big point scale we're going on. If we're going down to the second decimal point.
Yeah.
This is bloody good stuff. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I would like to add that this is the second time we're filming this because someone deleted the original
Yeah, there
file.
was a problem with the cameraman. I'm not quite sure how that happened at all. Why are you pointing at me?
No, give him a thumbs up.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Technical difficulties always happen.
So we've lost a little bit of energy. The first take was fucking amazing.
It was the best thing.
It's probably
ever.
the best video YouTube's ever seen.
Well, because YouTube never saw it because it never made it to YouTube.
It would have been,
Yeah.
is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Agree with that.
It was much better than this. It's a shame, really, that we're ending on such a crappy note.
Yeah, I know.
Telling them it would have been better if someone didn't delete it.
Well, if this take is so bad, they probably haven't made it to this bit anyway. So
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So we're actually just speaking between ourselves, and maybe. Well,
I mean, I'm not going to watch this far. No way.
Yeah, I
I'm
probably
gonna-
won't either.
I'm going to have to
You have
because
to do the editing.
editing. But I'll try not to listen too much.
That's a good idea.
So yeah, that's FIFA.
That's FIFA.
It's more FIFA.
Yeah, more the same. If you want a FIFA game, make sure you go and buy it. Okay, guys, so that's about it for this week on the Game of the Week show. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with all of our other videos. If you want to speak to us about FIFA 15 or any of the other topics we spoke about this week, do leave a comment down below and we will respond to you.
I won't
You won't what?
reply to their comments.
Oh, no. It's really just me. I'm just saying we
But
to
they'd
be polite.
rather me. I'm just letting them know I'm not going to.
Okay. Why would they rather you? I wouldn't trust you near my comment section.
I like to talk to good looking people, and I imagine others do as well.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Exactly. That's why they want to respond to me. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for coming by today,
Yeah,
helping us out.
It's been really fun. Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching.
Yes. And
I'll be back.
You will be. And Chris, thank you as always for helping us out.
No problem.
Looking forward to next week. Forza Horizon.
Yes, I am.
Little preview for you there.
Well,
Let's be
that's
honest.
bloody exciting.
All one person that stays to the end of the video. But for all of you,
forward to watching it again.
yeah. For everyone out there, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next Monday.